Radiohead's marketing has always seemed to be ahead of the curve. They were an early adopter of the internet and have always strived to do something different. And it started back in 1997 with the release of OK Computer. But before I go any further, I want to quickly say that over 80% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, and as a small creator, you hitting that red button could really help out my channel, as well as maybe leaving a comment. Anyways, back to the video. OK Computer changed a lot for the band, and their unique marketing for this album was something that would go on to be the norm these days. They were the first band ever to manage an online presence, which in 1997 was huge. The internet was still in its infancy, and they chose to embrace it. They also put advertisements in all sorts of newspapers with lyrics from Fitter Happier. A lot of these ads eventually became designs on t-shirts and are still available on their site today. Another form of merchandise for the album was that of a floppy disk containing Radiohead wallpapers, as well as one of the coolest pieces of merchandise I've ever seen, which is an FM radio that looks like an old desktop computer. But after OK Computer's huge success and the toll it had on the band, they were very minimal about their advertising for Kid A and Amnesiac, doing very few interviews, releasing no singles prior to the album's release, and even refusing to do classic photo shoots for magazines, instead opting to send in odd photoshopped images of themselves. They also continued to keep up their online presence, releasing web pages consisted of jumbled lyrics from Kid A's tracks. And this time, instead of doing normal music videos, they instead opted for short 10-second videos called blips, which were distributed online and randomly on music channels such as MTV. For Amnesiac, they followed a similar format of Kid A, considering they were only released a year apart. Slight internet promotion, but this time they did release two singles for the album, Pyramid Song and Knives Out, each with its own music video. For Hail to the Thief, marketing was somewhat thrown off, as an unfinished early version of the album had leaked onto the internet, almost 10 weeks before the official release, leading Radiohead's record company to send out cease and desist to radio stations playing the tracks, in which the band responded, hating the way that they handled it, as record companies usually pay thousands of dollars to get stations to play their records, but now they're paying money for stations not to play them. But the rest of the marketing was something interesting. The band had all sorts of parody talent recruitment posters across big cities with slogans from We Suck Young Blood, as well as a phone number which welcomed people to the Hail to the Thief customer care hotline. The band also did a lot more online activity. They launched a website that hosted short films, music videos, as well as live broadcasts from the studio. The band lay dormant for a few years before doing one of the most unique and interesting marketing stunts of all time. With the band no longer tied to a label, they self-released their album with an interesting twist. Pay what you want. You could pay $10, $1,000, or get it absolutely for free. The strategy was to allow everyone to listen to the album at the exact same time. No radio stations had the album beforehand, there weren't any leaks, and you could just get the album for free. It was a huge thing in the industry and was looked at as a possible future for music releases, although, as we know now, that didn't end up being the case. King of Limbs had a much more quiet release than In Rainbows. The marketing consisted of the Lotus Flower music video and a free newspaper entitled The Universal Sigh, a reference to the Bloom lyric. The newspaper included artwork, poetry, lyrics, as well as short stories. But the music video almost instantaneously became a meme because of Tom's dancing, and even trended on Twitter. They also exclusively released the album on their website for almost 2 months prior to a retail release, which generated more sales than any previous album as there was no company involved with its distribution. Almost 5 years passed after the release of King of Limbs when all of Radiohead's social media would go dark, or light, I guess. All images, like profile pictures or banners, were replaced with a blank white image. The website had been erased. Fans who had made purchases through their website previously received cards with lyrics from Burn the Witch embossed on them. The band had also released music videos for both Burn the Witch, which was this creepy stop-motion short, and Daydreaming, a music video directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, a huge director who Johnny had previously scored films for. There were also some unique marketing done for the OK Computer 20th anniversary, OK Not OK, including a reversion to the 1997 version of the website. But now, as we're amidst a new release from the band with Kid Amnesia, the band is teasing an experience playable on PS5 and PC. Radiohead's releasing a video game, something that very few bands and artists have done in the past. The band's marketing is unique and interesting, and something that's definitely worth studying and looking into in your own free time. I can't cover everything in this video, but I definitely wanted to try and encapsulate what they have done for the industry in general, and I think that they're extremely admirable for trying to do any of this in the first place. This has been Stemp. Thank you for watching.